We're recording.
Right. Well, hello, everybody, and hello to Julie. And thank you for joining us today to talk about, whatever we talk about. Two psychic moms here talking about life, cats, other things, channeled messages. So we hope that you have been enjoying the beginning of December already. And what do you think? I can't believe it's here already, December. It's amazing, right, Julie? It's like,
Always,
this
always.
just like jumped in for us.
You know, I think there's a time warp, but that's another conversation. Um,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
what you and so we are now post Thanksgiving. We're going to share our cat cups here.
Yes,
This
we
is,
just noticed we both had kitty mugs today. Yay to the kitty cats.
I don't know why it needs to say this, but mine says it on the side, cat person. I
Oh,
mean, I don't know why they would
just
think
in
that they
case you
needed to
wondered.
say
Yeah.
that. So as Tammy and I were talking right before we came on, so well before we recorded, that's my that's my plate and that's my cutie. Bella's over here trying to whatever. Um, we were talking about COVID because it's pretty much a hot topic right now. And I don't know if you want to share or not share, but what came through as we were talking was that there are two strains, ways, maybe more than that, but of contracting this illness, um, and probably more than that. But it's something about there's two. I just want to call it two versions. I don't know why I want to call it that, and that they are contracted differently. So, so back to your initial story, which people are maybe wondering about, and we'll just say that somebody you know got it,
Yeah.
and but doesn't know how because they were very careful.
Mhm.
Uh, as you were talking, I heard them say yes because it does. Sometimes it doesn't matter how careful because there are two ways, probably more than that, but two main ways that you can contract it, no matter how careful you are.
Right.
Like, okay, that's not really helpful, but helpful in a not really helpful way.
I know. I know. And let me see what I get with that too, Julie. Yeah, it will be interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And so cause they were telling me too how it kind of disguises itself a little bit,
Mhm.
which is interesting to hear that. And sneaky, obviously. Uh, and very easy to contract. We don't say that to try to frighten people out there, but all we can all do is just do the best we can in everything that's been told to us. I mean, that's all we can do. We know it's a journey for anybody who is going through any illness. There is something in it for that person. We don't want it, obviously.
Right.
I mean, that goes without saying, but there is rhyme and reason to everything, and we have to trust in that there is an experience we're needing to have for some reason. Again, consciously, we would not sign up for that, but that's what illness does for us. It teaches us some things too.
And I heard very early on in this process, received very early on in this process that this virus was going to mutate and mutate and mutate and mutate and mutate. It was going to mutate many times. And I think we've seen that because some people got it like this and then it seemed to morph. And then, I mean, we've seen it already,
Mhm.
how the symptoms have changed, how the severity level has changed, how we get it seemingly has changed.
Yep.
It's interesting, and I'm just going to say I'm happy to sign up for the vaccine. I mean, not now, but when it's my time, I'm taking it.
I
I
agree
don't.
with you, Julie. I think this is one that, sorry to interrupt you if I interrupted you there, but yeah, I agree with you. I think this is one that, well, I can only speak for myself as we can only do, right? But it just is one that feels like it's going to be something necessary, you know?
Yeah, to be sure.
So,
Sorry, I'm finishing off my cutie. Um,
all right. Yeah. It's, you know, and it's a lot about, well, I'm kind of going into, if you're okay with that, you know, just about a little bit about, I know what my guides were just tapping on my shoulder, maybe to talk about a little bit. We certainly can go to any direction we want in our conversation, I guess. But
Go for it.
yeah, we might as well slide into it a little bit. So it was kind of, I'm looking down at my note a little bit, how to view things to change your outer world is what they kind of, for some reason, were again, like nudging me to maybe talk about a little bit. And yeah, and it kind of, what we were talking about, some of this, what we think of as stuck time right now, like we're stuck. And I don't know if we're going to go back, at least in our area, into shelter in place. It could easily happen, right? um, and, you know, we think,
I feel like we're inching our way into that automatically.
exactly. I agree with you. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. And, you know, they're just saying about, again, what the stuck time really is a lot for us about having time to go within. And I know that's kind of almost a no-brainer. We kind of know that, but just to understand that it's not wasted time as much as we think it is. It's opportunity to learn new things, just all the things we really kind of found out at the beginning of shelter in place, right? You know, when in March, when we were going through that, to learn new things, to go within, to connect with people in different ways, to reach out to people. So I'm just going to emphasize that again. These are things that have been talked about anyway, but our guides are also saying that and emphasizing that.
Mine whispered to me, it's Mercury retrograde on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no kidding. That's true. You know, and just how to view some things, like they're saying, to change your outer world. So we know that where we lie our attention on becomes something, right? We just an emphasis of that, and to remind us all that we have the power to decide what our day is going to be and how we feel. So many of you watching this would know that already, because you're probably spiritual type folks. So just a friendly reminder, you know, to all of us, that waking up with an intention that your day is going to remain positive no matter what comes your way will make a world of difference for you during your day. So to start putting out things consciously, what you expect to see, what you would like to have happen during the day, how you would like to see things kind of play out. And you'll see the difference of when you take time to do that versus when you do not. You could even test it a little bit and see how it works for you. But just a reminder of that even when you're going through some things that are really difficult, try your very best to still set an intention for the day. And good things come to those who do. Yeah.
We know, as much as people hate to admit it sometimes, that what goes on up here is our reality, even if it's not reality, because so often what we think may be going on in somebody else's world, um, sorry, I got something in my eye, most likely an eyelash, um, is not always what's really going on. And so, you know, we make these stories up in our heads when we don't have the information or the facts. And I just, one of my favorite mottos is, can we just check that out? You know, is this not even, is it real? Because whatever's going on up here feels very real for whomever it's going on for, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. Our reality is so malleable and so changeable, and so this is killing me. Um,
I know that's annoying when that happens, and uncomfortable.
yeah, I may have to pause for a second. Let's hold on, you guys. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, folks, we're back. I got it. It was a little tiny eyelash. And for me, as I was just saying to Tammy, it's either an eyelash or a cat hair. And
Yeah.
eyelashes are much easier to see than cat hairs.
Cat hair is annoying. Yeah, that one's a hard one.
So, a reality, just piggybacking on what you and your guides are saying, Tammy, is that we can change that. It I always like to ask my clients, well, sometimes I just ask my friends this. Sometimes not even my clients. How does it help you to believe what you believe? How does that support you? And if it doesn't, then why are you thinking it?
Mhm.
Change it to something else. Check it
Right.
out if you believe it's something that you can check out with somebody. If you can't, then change it anyway, because it doesn't serve you to make yourself cuckoo about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
not
and like
cuckoo.
you said, sometimes it does serve people, right? That's why they hold on to, ideas and things that it's easier to go there than to work on what they need to work on. And we get that. We all feel a little lazy about that sometimes, or overwhelmed with that idea. But do take it like just think of it like a test. You can try that out for a few days. Even our guys will say, take 3 days to walk consciously in your world, to be conscious in your world,
Oh,
where you're going to be aware of everything that you think of, and maybe not every single thing, but you get our point, right? Where you're going to make an attempt, and do it with, I guess the word earnest, in a sense, or do it with a really good intention. Not like, okay, I think I'll just try this, but yeah, we'll see, because you've already sabotaged it if you do that. So go with a really good intention. That I'm going to try this out and see how it works for me. If nothing else, give it a try.
awareness is the first step that I always start with my clients, and because it opens the door to everything. You can't change what you're not aware of.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't implement what you don't know you want. You can't. Awareness is everything.
Mhm.
It is step one, even though my Taylor system in my book starts with a T. That's a whole other conversation. But
Yeah.
I was saying to Tammy, you all, that when I put this top on this morning, we're switching gears now. Um, I'm like, I knew it was baggy when I bought it, but I feel like I'm wearing my dad's sweatshirt. This thing is huge on me, and the reason it's huge is because I think from the beginning of COVID till now, which is the just beginning of December, I've lost 25 pounds. And
Ooh,
so I know.
good for you.
um, and my chiropractor said to me, "Wow, you've been really good with your food, and you worked really hard at it." And I said, "Actually, it was really easy." And of course, when you're ready to do it, it is easy. I mean, there were moments, and there are still moments. That's another whole conversation. But
So, Julie, on that, that's a good point. So, what would you say was okay? Because that's wonderful. That's fabulous.
thanks.
Congratulations, really. So, I would say, what for you was your secret? What was your thought process? And like you said, it may not be perfect, and it may, vary from day to day a little bit. But what would you say? You kind of, where were your thoughts with that in your success with this?
I can't even remember what spurred me to get real clean with my food. Some of it is that there are certain things I can't eat, and I don't eat gluten. It's generally speaking, and when I think that I can and I eat it, I pay for it for like
Mm.
3 days. I feel like a truck hit me. It upsets every part of my digestive process. So it's always a reminder, if I can take a bite, thank God for bites, right?
Yeah.
But I can't ever really have more than a bite. And so I'm not sure what was the impetus to move me to clean up my food, other than at this time last year I went off because I had been on like a 3-month long plateau and couldn't move. I couldn't move anything in my world to get rid of the rest of the weight. And so I ended up saying, oh, well,
Mhm.
you know, and I gained 15 pounds. So by March, I'm like, oh no, this can't happen. And I just went on program and I followed it every day. And the weight melted off of me. I cannot explain it. There was really never a plateau for me ever.
Wow.
Every week it was a pound to a pound and a half. Once in a blue moon, it was maybe half a pound, but it was crazy. So um, I how I look at it though is I'm good where I am. I'm all of my numbers, statistics, weight, measurement, BMI, everything is where I want it to be, is healthy, really healthy. And that's for my heart. I got to do that for my heart. So, the way I look at it though is that it can never be just a diet. This is a way of life.
Yeah.
And occasionally I am reminded, like I said with the gluten, as to why I need to eat clean all the time. So that's no gluten and less than 10 grams of sugar a day. And that's spread out. And sugar's in almost everything.
Yeah.
So it's it might vacillate a little bit from that, but it's generally that. And I really see this as I don't want to call it a 12-step program. I have done a 12-step program. I did OA many, many, many years ago and learned a lot from it, a lot about my body. But it is a program for me. It is a lifetime program for
Mhm,
me.
mhm, mhm.
And that's how I see it. And my sponsor would be going to the meetings. My Sometimes I give back and I support other people on their program and journey. And all I can say is when you look at it that way and you follow the program,
Mhm.
it works.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
That's
All
great.
that being said, it took me a lifetime to reach lifetime status in this program, which is WW. And that's okay. It may take a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's okay because it's the journey.
Yep. You're right. And you're right. And it's also like a lot of things that people are going through can be a lifetime. That's a really good point. It can be exactly why you're here is to go through that learning process of maybe even one particular, subject in your life that's really big. So what I hear for you is dedication, commitment, and viewing it as they often say with weight loss is it's a way of life. It doesn't mean you can't have fun and that you can't have a little something now and then, but it just does mean you're going to be looking at things differently. It's a change in how you're viewing eating, maybe even exercising and all of that.
The difference, it truly is. Here's the difference between any weight loss or any food program, weight loss, management, whatever, where you're abstaining from something and drugs, alcohol, and any other 12-step program. That is something, those programs are things that you abstain from forever, for life.
Hmm. Hmm.
You cannot do that with food.
Yeah. Right.
So it is a much more delicate um, dance, and it is hard. It is really, really hard sometimes. I, I, I probably I say mastered it only because I've been doing it on and off for so long, and I know how I feel better when I'm on it.
Yeah.
That I stop using food in the specifically sugar, because I'm a sugar addict. Specifically that in that way.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. So for example, I went to the grocery store yesterday, and there was this new product I had never seen. So we digress, everyone, and that's okay. Um, it I can't remember what it was called. Dessert hummus, chocolate
Yeah.
brownie dessert
Seen
hummus.
it.
Have you seen it? Have you had
I've,
it?
I haven't had it. We're tempted to maybe get it for the holidays. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. What
So
about it?
I looked at it, and first of all, it's like 90% chickpeas. So I'm like, okay, well, that's protein. That's really good for me. It had some cocoa in it, which is fine. Unsweetened cocoa is fine. And it had a little bit of a variety of sugars like agave and brown sugar and something else. I can't remember. But net, it came out to 1 gram of sugar per serving.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm going to try this. That's like the alcoholic saying, maybe if I just have, I'm going to say near beer because I don't know if near beer is, no, near beer is not alcoholic, but if I just have a, sip of beer. So I tried it, and I think I ended up having altogether like 3 tablespoons of it, which I count points. So I had plenty of points for this because I walk anywhere from 2 to 5 miles a day. So it wasn't like I didn't have room for it. But it is a slippery slope.
Mhm.
I literally could see myself going, and I thought, once I'm done with this, I'm never buying it again
Mhm.
because it tastes just like it says. It's called chocolate brownie dessert hummus. And I'm like, yeah, it's like brownie cake brownie mix.
Right. Right. I know. Tempting stuff out there for sure, especially this time of the year. And I've indulged for sure. I'm hoping the beginning of next month that I probably have more pounds on me than I've ever had it, which is not a lot. I've always been a very thin person, but for me, right? So I think I have probably more. I don't even know how much I weigh. I mean, it's not concerning or anything, but it's just concerning for me because I know what I normally am. So January, I do indulge in some of these lovely holiday treats. Oh gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
and
But
oh,
see, you're not a sugar addict.
no, I'm not. I will indulge, but I'm not an addict to it. And I will say the times in my life where I don't know, I just stepped away from it more, like the sugar and stuff. It really is amazing. Just like they say that you then don't crave it after a while. And I remember having that experience that, wow, that's really weird. Like I'm not even like interested in, anything sweet right now, sugar sweet like that, right? And so I know it's possible because I have had that experience where I felt that if you're off of it for a period of time, you really don't even, yeah, crave it. Oh, there's a
It
kitty
is
cat.
true. However, I'm not going to say it never comes back because
Right.
I do allow myself um, a dessert.
Mhm.
Anyway, this is probably way off track and nobody really probably cares or needs to hear it. But actually, people like me probably do. But
Well, it's a good subject to talk to because I think again, if we just go back to the whole mindset thing of it, anything that you do, as we know, set your mind to, and you really, ask for guidance too with that. If you set a goal, whether it's weight loss, whether it's whatever it is, do ask for that help from your guides, your angels, source.
and
It's always
or
there, but
from anybody around you. Help is always there
exactly,
in all
exactly.
forms, and it doesn't make you a lesser person. In fact, it makes you a bigger, more courageous person to ask for help.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what they just tell me as you say that, that means you're a game player. You're here to experience in all ways and getting that help, reaching out for it in whatever way is. Like you said, it's not about being like a failure or any of that. You're actually doing what we're supposed to be doing here, or what's suggested for us anyway, why we even sign up to come into, a lifetime. So yeah, reach out for that help. I agree with you.
So, are those our parting words? I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to show off my sons because we are two psychic moms. I know we don't talk about our kids very often. We both have I have young adult children. Um, but this ornament is one of my son's fourth grade little cute ornaments that's on the tree right now.
Oh, behind you. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. So I love your background. And so the gingerbread man
Yes.
it was how old was he when he did that?
Fourth grade. It was
It-
a fourth grade project. Us moms, right? All of us moms out there, we love our kids, decorations if they made during the holidays. They're all over my tree. But anyway, I thought this would be fun just because it's December now, and have fun with the holidays, everybody. Let the holidays, whatever your beliefs are, right? Just
Believe in yourself.
yeah, I mean, you gotta dive into it, enjoy it like you've always done, because that's really important for us right now, and you are deserving of that. Keep the momentum going of the holiday spirit is what I'm hearing, and treat each other with respect, please. You know what they just showed me? I will be honest. They just showed me putting covering over your face. They were, implying a mask.
Yeah.
They just brought that in again, that it is really imperative for us to be careful right now for ourselves and for other people.
Yeah. I cannot add anything more to that aspect of it. But I did hear respect yourself. And yeah. And
Yeah.
bring more enjoyment in however you can find that. It's a really hard time of year in general. It can be for me, and just bringing in and creating joy from an ornament on the tree to maybe enjoying something that you, whether it's an activity or a call or a special food dish, that can be whatever it is for you. um, really just savor. There must be a whole food trend here. Savor the moment, savor the taste, savor the feeling, savor the thought,
Yeah.
and be well. So we are two psychic moms. I can be found at bizpsychic.com, where I give Akashic readings and mediumship readings, and I teach people to do what I do. And Tammy,
And I'm Tammy Langowski, and you can find me at tammy'sintuitive.com. And I'm an intuitive reader, guided messages channeled for you, available for sessions. I do want to say right at the end of what you're talking there, Julie, they also were putting in about holiday movies, or movies that make you feel good movies, like indulge in them right now as well. So it's
great,
here to do that.
great guidance. I love that. Great guidance. Love it. And I have a YouTube channel too of all of my channelings, Julie Hockett, the Biz Psychic. So until we meet again,
All
which
right.
will be next week,
Yes.
be safe, be well, and make every day special, because it is. It
Yep.
is, right?
Remember, thoughts become things, as they say. Thoughts are actions. So be determined. They're also saying be careful where you place your thoughts. So just be conscious. Maybe for 3 days, you're going to walk consciously. See what happens for you.
It might lead to longer. All right, everyone. We love you, sending our love your way, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.